Yo, it's your boy DJ Akademiks, man. We're back again with one of the main attractions. I'm here, my man, 100K Management, aka Track. Y'all know him from we did a very descriptive video, a while back where he kind of gave a breakdown on what happened tonight. Unfortunately, that Vaughn lost his life. He works with a lot of artists, especially Florida artists in the business. Very, very thorough, very well traveled, and he's here to really just kind of just kick it with me a little bit because I've been seeing a lot of stuff I want to get to the bottom of, and rather than kind of just go with the assumptions, I like to ask the source. So, yo, Track, what's good with you, man? By the way, congratulations. If you guys don't know, he just got married. He's on his honeymoon right now. But what's up with you, man?
See, I'm good, man. I actually been married for 5 years. I just, me and wifey was broke when we was married, so we did a little small in the church, in the pastor office. So we was blessed enough to financially 5 years later just do the wedding, the celebration for the family and friends. So it was great. It was very exciting. We had a great time. It was, what I'm saying, it was an amazing day.
Hey, that's kind of dope. I think a lot of people think that if you're getting married, you got to have the ceremony right away. Why not just get it done on paper and then legally, then actually the celebration do later on if you're not financially ready for that.
Facts.
How you feeling right now, man? The last time I spoke to you, you were shot in the leg. You were recovering. You know what I mean? I remember trying to get you on here. You said, yo, I'm like crippled right now. Like you walk in, everything's good. How you feeling personally?
Everything good. Personally, my health is back all the way. I'm good. Just back on business. Just what I'm saying, trying to move past that night, past these situations, just staying true to what's more important, staying in contact with the family, staying in contact with, what I'm saying, with the baby mothers and just everyone that, what I'm saying, that Vaughn considered a family and a friend. I just try to do my best to just make sure we keep that relationship going, just keep the peace. You feel me? Just keep it going.
Yo, I said to you right before we started this, I said, man, you know what's funny? The first time people heard you spoke, it wasn't because you were trying to speak, trying to get attention. It wasn't like you were trying to speak up even for yourself. You chose to, like, the narrative would have went down as, yo, his manager was there and the manager got shot, and the manager was by his side. But you also chose to speak up to say, hey, I know this ain't about me, but y'all don't slander his other guys because they were there with him to the very end. Like, have you seen the narrative kind of change about that? Because at first, people were talking about get the old block chains back. I think people realized there were a couple of dudes with them,
Yeah. I mean, the narrative I don't think would change. I think people just moved on like everything else. And and we just kept on doing what we had to do, and the family and the guys and kept on doing what they had to do. And some people still gonna have their own incentive and their own idea of what could have went on and what happened, but we moved past it. At that time, like I said, I really just had to make sure everything at that time. I just wanted to just make sure the light wasn't bad and wasn't going too crazy on the people that didn't deserve it. So I might have to call another phone because they keep phoning me up, man. I don't know why everybody keep calling me on this phone.
Oh man, no, I feel you. I feel you. Listen, no, I did also want to ask, just even with that situation and going forward, like we've seen there's been a couple of posthumous releases from Vaughn. We've seen some music videos, some other music got dropped. Also he's featured on OTF the Family's project. How are you? Are you happy with that process and how fans are receiving that? Again, unfortunately, his life was cut short, but he had a lot of music, as you said, like you said, it was like over like a couple hundred, right?
Yeah. Not the music part. So we just had to get everything situated with the estate, but it's gonna be a proper rollout. All the music that's been getting released right now has been getting a lot of great feedback, a lot of great reactions. So I know the fans is eager and waiting for a full project with him. So a lot of things been coming, been features and other videos on the Welcome to O Block. But nah, we're about to start unraveling the whole rollout and new music and stuff like that. It's about that time for sure. Just had to make sure the personal and the business got situated first.
Yeah, and one last thing on Vaughn too, because I seen this again. We're here to address a lot of internet narratives. Like came out trying to clear stuff up. Then I heard from people, man, why is he doing so much talking? He's giving the other guys like a way to beat the case. He's basically like giving them a way to defend themselves. They're gonna get off for killing Vaughn. Do you feel like you may have said too much, or do you regret anything that you put out from the first time we talked?
Before I even spoke to you, I had a conversation with Von Lawyer with Drew Finneling. So nothing that I personally said in an interview would situate any bad business on Vaughn. If anything, the only stuff I regret was just the energy that I had towards Asian Doll, because it wasn't intent to come out aggressive. It was just in the moment. But it was never my intention to try to, have everybody try to turn on her and this and that. That's the only thing I would do a little bit better, make people understand that it wasn't coming at her Asian Doll wrong. I was just trying to clarify a particular status that she was saying. But other than that, nah, I'm shit. I'm chilling. I'm shit.
It seems like the other side is also telling their stories as well. So, so Quando got like an interview series coming out. Have you seen any of that? Do you care to see any of that? Are you, do you look at that to try to figure out, because he looks confused about that night too? Do you just kind of move on past it, or what?
I mean, I see everything. I mean, we all do. It's public, you know what I'm saying? It's public info, especially with YouTube. And I really, everybody just trying to find a way to just maneuver, even the other side, our side. It's really one side. It's just an unfortunate situation and a fucked up situation overall. So I feel like everybody dealing with it how they're supposed to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever judgment's supposed to happen is going to happen, regardless how it is, legally, streets, personally, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everything come back around. So everybody got to deal with the shit on their own, and they got to deal with it their way. But personally, the only thing I would redo was the energy that I had towards her, because she didn't deserve for the people to come around and started trying to make her feel crazy when that wasn't the intent for me. My intent was to clarify the rumors, not to bash anyone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, still it's an ongoing situation. Now, one thing that people don't realize about you, because, while you're known by artists and in the industry, when fans start seeing you and start hearing you, right? Now they're putting a face to you, and they might not know that you've managed or you've dealt with a lot of artists other than King Von.
Yeah.
Like I came into contact with you and we started, building a rapport because of Melly. And, you've also managed a lot of other Florida artists, which, we'll get an update on your current roster in a bit. But the YNW Melly situation, man, it's been one that I think fans have just wanted updates on, and the courts, like at least publicly, where, the newspaper will report on whatever, we haven't gotten much update. And to the point that I think people have even started making up theories and all that type of stuff about what they think is going on, why he's where he's at. I seen recently like couple people doing videos and they're all pointing fingers at you.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Track? Like, why you?
Hey, they say God give his toughest soldier, you know what I'm saying, his strongest soldier the toughest battle. So come on, they coming, you know what I'm saying? That's what they on. But come on, y'all playing now with the Vaughn theory and all that stuff, with the whole you set them up, this, that, you get it up. All that stuff could get bypassed by me because I'm an individual that download information, and I know people isn't just have issues, and some people is not mentally capable to realize stuff. But now when y'all talking about black and whites and snitching and this, listen, bro, don't play like that. Like I'm really from that.
Mad videos they keep associating the name, and I think I don't know why people think just life is a movie, right? I don't think people could actually just understand that a bunch of or a series of bad events leads to tragic, unfortunate incidents that no one could ever change, and it leads people to be in positions they might be in. People like to hear some elaborate plot. You set somebody up. You like the reason they've been saying you're an undercover cop or you're an informant. And obviously, you see, like when they say that about me, like I'm not no street dude, so like I don't really care. But you a guy who move around in the streets. That's a very serious accusation. When you see that, how you respond and like what's your process to even like trying to understand what they're even trying to accuse you of?
But at first, when I started seeing it, I didn't really pay attention to it because it was like people with like 0 followers, 3 like weird Instagram looking pictures. So I just block them, just block. But then when it started to like, I started realizing like, yo, certain people is really believing some of this narrative. Like people from the same culture I'm from, people from like street background and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, hold up. Now this starting to get a little bit too out of hand. Because, you know, me, I talk to Melly every day. Like, that's somebody I deal with his day-to-day, personally every day, business every day, little brother, mom. You know what I'm saying? That's deeper than music. That's a whole relationship we have. So, you know what I'm saying? That's someone that looks to me to make sure that everything is smooth and go good in his life and his business. So we spoke about it. He just started laughing. Like, bro, you got to try to get some of that taken down. I'm like, man, I don't really care what people think. But when I started seeing different other people outlets, bigger outlets promoting, I'm like, okay, you know what? Nah, let's nip this in the butt. Because one thing I don't play with, I don't play like that. Because a lot of stuff happened within the situation with Melly. Me being incarcerated, to try to get deported, to civil lawsuits, to house getting broken into by the police because of warrant, and a lot of nonsense. And I dealt with it outside of social media. You know, I kept everything where it need to be with the circle, with the camp, and you know what I'm saying? But with this, it's starting to get a little bit too where maybe one or two people might, oh, nah, this might be true. And listen, I don't want y'all, I'm not worried about my life. I ain't afraid of nothing. I move 100%. I move with the right people. But I don't want somebody to see that information and try to do something and end up getting hurt by close friends, family. There's a lot of people that don't play about me. And some of you guys are not realizing what y'all saying and the facts that y'all bringing to the table, which is not facts. And I don't want nothing to happen to someone. I don't want this thing to you know what I'm saying, to develop into something worse. So I'm just trying to nip it in the butt.
So actually, and again, I know it's an ongoing case, very delicate situation. So, you know, if you can't speak about any particular portion of what I'm asking you, definitely feel free to say, hey, I can't comment on that. But
yeah, for sure.
the allegations that I've seen, right? They're like, yo, basically Melly's locked up because his manager, right, gave his cell phone to the cops, and it has allegedly maybe videos that may tie him to some whatever, right? And they're saying, yo, the manager's a Fed. Like, you know, he's a cop, he's an informant, he's undercover for I don't know for who, whatever. But that's where some of that is coming from. Again, you probably know a lot more about the case than us regular folk, but I do think people, especially with the internet now, they're Googling case information, and they might line or two, and they might be like, yo, this is proof that, you know, whatever I've been thinking is going on. What do you answer to that?
Bro, Melly clearly turned himself in. So obviously no one's in jail because of me. Obviously, if a situation happened where it's a lot of things unraveling, so you have, like I said, you got the police, you got the detectives, you got the prosecutors, you got everybody trying to figure things out. So I'm Melly day-to-day manager. I'm his day-to-day person. That's what I'm every day. So when these incidents happen, of course the first person they're gonna put a microscope on is me. I'm with him every day. I'm moving them around. So when they came, they came not only for suspects and this and that. They try to, of course, throw me in there. And there was plenty of incidents where they try to come, they try to talk, they try to, you know what I'm saying, what happened with this. And I'm gonna tell you, just like I told them, I said, I don't know. If you clearly look at the documents when the incident happened, I was home, sleep. I found out the next morning when the world found out.
So the police interrogated you, like just even thinking you may be behind some of the shit too.
Correct. Yes. And like I said, when the incident happened, I was nowhere in sight. I was home. You know, so we came from on the road. So I was actually chilling. I was playing 2K at the crib, enjoying being home. So the next morning, I found out the same thing that happened when you guys found out. But due to certain situations that was already previously situated, like shows, travels, videos, we end up going right back to it. The first thing I told Melly was like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? This just happened. You want to just like cancel everything and just chill? I know this is a crazy situation. You know what I'm saying? It was like, nah, I want to work. I don't want to, sit down and think about this. This is going to make me go even more crazier. Like, I'm just going to work. So after that incident, the next day, we end up continuing work, which had to go to a video shoot. We had to go fly out of town for shows. We had other things lined up in the schedule. So I guess because of those scenarios that happened, the police believed that I was aiding and abetting. I was, you know what I'm saying, I had something more intentional to do rather than just doing my job, which is getting my clients from where he need to go, from the video to shows to this to that, etc.
Yeah, shit. I could imagine. So the cell phone situation. Did you turn over a cell phone to the cops?
Bro, if you read the thing, it clearly says everything that got turned in was a warrant or an order to. Nothing was turned in. Nothing was given willingly.
Okay.
So,
I think that's where people. I think they're thinking that the cops maybe have interviewed you and be like, yo, we gonna get you for you. And be like, no, I'll go get that guy's cell phone and bring it in.
No, if you clearly look at the if you go look on just the I'm saying, the information, the search, all that thing, you can see like they came to my house, they had a warrant, they broke down my door, they took items. You have other individuals that's cooperating with the police that's saying, yo, this track was involved. He had the weapons. He so and so, he got rid of this. He this and that, which is all theories, of course. And it's just unfortunate because my name getting dragged into it all the way around the board. So when things is
there are other
being
people cooperating that's trying to that's
yeah,
your name in there too, and
exactly.
then the feds is thinking you're the one cooperating when in actuality you're defending yourself against some shit you don't even have nothing to do with.
And if you could see the certain you could see in the courts that police even initially was like, yo, the manager is deceiving the case, he's lying, he's giving false information so the narrative could change. So everybody at this point is looking at me from just the perspective of just legally like, yo, this man got something to do with it, he's involved, he's gonna be a suspect. So what happened when Melly turned himself in, I have his items, I have his phone, I got everything. So with the house, the warrant come in, they searching the house, everything. I come, my lawyer come to me and tell me, hey, look, I'm not gonna lie to you, like it's getting to the point where you're about to be a suspect. So you have nothing to hide. You doing your job. So they need to understand that everything that happened the day after the incident was you working. So we need to show the contracts for the shows, which was in Texas and Carolina and all type of places. If you look at the date, the 26th, the 27th, 28th, Melly has shows out of town. You got to explain, we need to show that the day of the incident, you left, you went to a video shoot, you got a contract. So basically, I was ordered to come to go meet with the prosecutor. To nothing revolves with the in depth of the case, but to show why was Melly out of town? Why was we doing shows? Why did we go out of town? Why did he leave the scene? Or this and that. And further details, I basically went and like, look, man, I don't know what type of idea you guys trying to build around this, but nobody left that instant. Nobody left that day or those current days for no bad intentions. We left on business. Here's the contract for the show in Texas. Here's the contract for the show in Carolina. Here's the video shoot contract that he had to be at this date to shoot this video. So in the process of that's happening, I have all of the phones. I have my phone, Melly phone, Bort phone. I got everything on me because guess what? You already searched my house. You already did everything. You already grabbed everything supposedly that you need. So there's no intentions for me or my client to believe that you need something from this phone. Anything you need is public records you could get. So what happened is in the process at the prosecutor office with my attorney to situate, to show legal documentations that me and my client was actually on the road doing music related events. My phone rang and I picked up my phone. I put it on mute. Like, oh, why you have so much phones on you? What do you mean? I have phones on me. I have my client's phones. It was like, oh, okay. 20 minutes later, we finished talking. Everything happened. They get a search. They get a warrant. They get a search warrant. You gotta give us the phone. I look at my lawyer. I said, why do I gotta give the phone? Like, oh, I mean, there's nothing on the phone to give. All he do is speak to his artists and his friends and things like that. Like, but because they physically typed up, literally while in the process of talking, these people literally typed up physically, got the warrant from the DA, and I had to turn over the phone. I personally never had no calls. There was nothing where it's like, hey, we have a search warrant. Come bring this phone. No, it was never that case. We went there to situate, to show that me and my client was on the road for business, for shows, for music. And in the process of Melly literally calling his phone while I have it, put it on mute. They asked, why you got so much phones? I'm like, because I got my client's phones on me. That's how we communicate. And they did a search warrant, and they took the phone from me, from my lawyer.
Okay. All right. So at least that clears it up, because I think for whatever reason, people thought that like you were just like looking for or just grabbing random information and bringing it to them. But obviously, if there's a search warrant and they can see the item, there's nothing you can do. Like there's nothing you can do. I mean, they're gonna take it. So
and there's nothing. And to clarify the stuff with the phone, any footage that was on the phone that they talking about with the video, that was already on Instagram. Like all that stuff was already out. Like from music videos to anything regarding trying to taint my client. That's what their job is to do. That's what they're gonna try to do. They're gonna try to portray.
I think what people are interpreting the way that that seems crazy is that the video, it's making it seem like there was a particular video on the phone that is incriminating enough that might show Melly doing something or having some conversation that links him directly to what they're charging him with. And that's why, like, again, these are people reading the transcript, right? And they're saying, hey, there was a video off the phone was brought by the manager. That video is key to the case. And because of that, people are then looking at you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, like I said, bro, I'm saying 100 times, like, me and Melly talk every day. This is someone who I situate his day-to-day and his business, his mom, his brother. If there was a situation where they feel like I sabotaged or I did something for the case, we would not be in communication.
True.
It would not be me in the process of releasing Melly albums on video visit, talking to him every day, his little brother and his mom at my wedding. It wouldn't be that. I would have been out, or I would have been someone that's not to be trusted. So we have to really clarify when we say stupid things, because you guys are painting a whole nother objective, which is completely false. I never personally got called or anything to bring any items by choice. Everything that got taken from my house and from my possession was ordered by the officers. And once again, like I explained, I am this man's manager. Regardless of what you guys think of this case, I believe my client is innocent. Just like majority of the world believe is innocent. It's the police and the media that's their job is they're trying to taint my client. So
is it true that because I saw this like through the media as well, is it true that the families of Juvie and Sack Chaser are like they're actually on the prosecution side and trying to push for the harshest penalty possible?
That's public information, so you could clearly see that there's a lot of people against Melly. There's a lot of people against my client. You know what I'm saying? And for reasons that's for them to know. I don't wake up every day. It's like, yo, why this and why this and why that with anything regarding this case. I'm just letting y'all know clearly that as a manager, my client and my knowledge is innocent. So if I'm going to go show these officials and these officials that, look, you guys are trying to paint the next day and these days as an illegal activity, that is false. Here is contracts to show that my client's supposed to be in Texas this day, supposed to be in Carolina this day, supposed to be in so-and-so this day, supposed to be at his video shoot this day. That was the initial intent. It was never no calls to go and be like, oh, here's a phone, or here's evidence, or here's this. There's nothing in my mind that convinced me, that tells me that my client is guilty. This is someone, like I said, loved his friends. This is someone that did everything he can for his friends and his peers. So when an incident like that happens, my job is to make sure that my client is in the best possible light. Point blank, period. Because that's the truth. That's my truth. So for you guys to come and twist a whole scenario, oh, the manager is rat, he a snitch, he turned on the phone. You guys got to do your research, bro. If you clearly see these people went to my house, clearly the people says I was misleading the investigation, this and that. All roads, I'm on a civil lawsuit accused of being part of the wrongful death. It clearly shows you that the other side clearly thinks my involvement in it is deeper. So there's never no time that I am cooperating with no officials or anything regarding that. Only thing I'm doing is making sure my client day to day and his business and his personal is situated. So for that incident to happen the way it occurred, they forcibly removed the cell phone from my hands. I didn't personally go and say, "Oh, here's a phone that have evidence or this that." There's no evidence. There's nothing in my mind. My client is guilty. What evidence do I have to go give? I apologize. My client is not guilty. There's no evidence for me to go give. My client, in my knowledge, is innocent till this day.
Let me ask you, because I think these rumors come about because there's a lack of clarity about what's going on with Melly, if he'll be released. And then there's just sporadic, like, oh, hey, they're using all this type of evidence against him, and people don't know whether to think he's going to come out soon. I've spoken to you, and you're very optimistic he's coming out real soon. Shoot, I spoke to Melly through you, and Melly's very optimistic he's coming out real soon as well. Could you give like the fans like a real update, as much as you can say, about where the case is at, what's his mental state, and what's the next process?
I mean, his mental space is good. It's great. It's the same that it was when he went in. He's happy. He's looking forward to coming home and dropping new music. As far as on the case, it's an ongoing investigation. But there's nothing that there's nothing different that happened in the case. That happened with the case that y'all didn't know about. Allegedly, the music video "Murder on My Mind" is one of the big evidence. Allegedly,
Are you using a music video as evidence?
Of course, he's an artist. Everything he says and did at that time is gonna be used to paint him in a bad image. But going forward with the case, it's at the same place it was at when he got arrested, bro. It's the same evidence that the whole world knows. They're using his lyrics against him. They're using the incidents. They're using his, his phone tower, this and that. And that's pretty much the same thing. There's no new unraveled evidence. The same thing y'all referring to was being written two years ago. This is just new information started from blog sites, I guess, being interested to see what's going on, like how you said.
So why is the case stalled? And we saw Bortlen, he got on bail for a while, and apparently he got locked up again. But why hasn't Melly ever gotten bond? And why
he never went for bond?
Say again?
Melly never went for bond. Melly never went for bond.
Why not?
He never went for bond. He wanted to do a quicker trial and come home. He didn't want to come home on restrictions and things like that.
So it's a possibility that he could go for a bail hearing. I guess fans would be like, why not come? Even if you're on house arrest, it's better than being locked up, right?
Because this was before Corona and everything. He didn't expect the whole world to shut down. This process would take longer. This should have been a quicker process, but with the whole world and the pandemic, it kind of slowed everything down. So at that time, he was thinking that he would have been home way quicker, because there's really a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of evidence that claim to have, but it's really nothing that us, him, and his legal team is more concerned about.
Yeah, and I don't know if even you're privy to this information, or if you are, I don't know if you can share. Is the prosecutor like offering him like, hey, listen, you could cop out for this, or whatever the case is when it comes to that?
I wouldn't know.
Mm.
I don't think that was ever a conversation. I just know we've been just dealing with it. His legal team been dealing with it the best way they can, and we feel confident. He feels confident, and I've been telling you this since we spoke from the very beginning. He told you this himself. Like we don't have no doubt in our mind that Melly's coming home because my he's innocent.
YNW Bortlen,
Mhm.
he was released on bond for a while, and then I guess they're saying he messed up on some restrictions or whatever. What's your relationship with him? And I don't know if it's even a right question to ask. What's Melly's relationship with him at this case, because they're co-defendants, and I don't
Mhm.
even talk to each other legally. But what's your relationship with him? I know like you were repping the whole YNW team at one point. Um,
No, it's nothing but love for Portland. Legally, we can't speak with each other because of the whole case and the whole situation. So we've been kind of, you know what I'm saying, it's been a very hard relationship because he's so used to speaking to me, I'm so used to speaking to him. But with him, with the whole violation, you know what I'm saying, it's just an unfortunate situation. He had a couple of events, a special guest that night, and that proper information wasn't given to his PO in time. And we believe that this is going to get resolved and he should be home soon. It was technical. He didn't catch no charge or anything like that. It was very technical. And they, you know what I'm saying, they have their heart out to make our life miserable and his life miserable. So of course, you know what I'm saying, situations like that, when the littlest thing occurs, they're gonna try to come. But hopefully, God willingly, that legally that we gonna get it figured out. He should be home soon.
is there a realistic timeline? If fans are waiting, listen, I remember giving so much props to like Melly as a just a new artist in 2019, just saying he had two of the best projects that year.
Mm.
And just seeing 2 years later still incarcerated, is there any type of timeline? I know sometimes these things could, it's really up in the air, but in your mind, what's your timeline on, hey, I think Melly gonna get out by this point?
Shit, the goal and the plan is the end of this year.
Yeah.
Just like I said, we've been waiting on just the corona and the pandemic so they could legally open up the courtrooms and things like that. But we felt like Melly would have been home a long time ago if the pandemic didn't happen. So hopefully that still occurred this year. But it's we definitely have a great insight on what's gonna happen, and we feel good about it. We believe this year.
How did Melly react to even hearing the news that Vaughn got killed and that you were shot in the process? Because again, him and
It broke
Vaughn.
his heart. It broke his heart. He lost someone he called a brother and someone he called a true friend. And at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I got hurt, and he just felt like he couldn't do anything about it because where he was at. But he doing good now, just like us. He mourned, and we're moving on forward with it. And we're focusing on just being great and just helping his name stay alive and family and stuff like that.
Hey, I got like obviously you're close with the family as well. His brother, like B Slime, like how I don't know if you were all the way involved in the process when he decided to step into music and follow his brother's footsteps, but like how much like how is he treating music at this point? Obviously watching Melly, that's probably a great inspiration, but is it a lot of pressure on him to make music? Is he doing it just having fun? How is he feeling given that his big bro is locked up, and he's kind of making some traction, but you got to be a hard situation.
He uh he he definitely handling it very mature for his age. He just turned 14 on the 10th, so everybody would be slamming happy birthday. But he's doing a great job. He's recording. He's getting ready to drop new music. He's being consistent. He understands even at his age the responsibility he have to his family and to himself, and he's just being a great young man, and just expect a lot of great things from him.
Mm, that's dope. And I really wanted to touch it on before we even get out of here. Like, really, because again, people they only know you from a couple of artists, but they don't realize the reach and impact you've had, especially on Florida. And Florida is a hot spot right now for just great talent. I want you to go over your roster of who you manage or work with in any capacity, but also I seen Kodak show you some love, especially on the wedding. What's your relationship with Yak?
That's like my little brother. Like I said, that's someone I you know what I'm saying. I really love and got a real relationship with him and his whole family, and his son. You know, everybody, everything around Kodak is amazing, and he's actually the first person that gave me opportunity to actually be in the industry with the clothing line. So I have nothing but love and respect and genuine gratitude for him. Some of the artists I work with, from the Sniper Gang roster was Jack Boy. I had managed him. I work with his current artist right now. I work with, a couple of them. We trying to figure out this management thing for this boxer we got called Bang Williams. Me and him getting involved with that together. He's very excited about that.
So you're into sports management as well?
Yeah, I just started, and Kodak is actually my one of my partners with the boxer. So me and him's working on figuring that out right now. So we just continuing to grow with each other, and I'm extremely proud of him. He's extremely proud of me. So the feeling's mutual. But some of the artists that I work with away from the Sniper Gang brand, like you guys know about Sat Zai from Chattanooga, 30D, NWMC Murder from St. Louis. Got a couple artists down here from Miami, Mike Smith. I got majority of the
Work with Hot Boy?
Huh?
Still work with Hot Boy?
Yep, I still work with Hot Boy from Orlando. Majority of the guys from O Block is under my management. Muwat, Prince Dre, Boss
Top. A lot of people feeling Muwat, man. A lot of people saying that, the music sounding better and better by the day, and he's a real stepper who they want to show some support to, man.
Now Muwat's doing amazing. The whole Get Back gang is doing amazing. Work majority of them, and then I got the whole Rico Cartel, 438 Told. It's a lot of artists, bro, in my roster. FSO De Niro. It's just a little bit of everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Clients from a little bit of different places. If it's genuine and I feel the love and I feel the vibe and I feel like I could help take it to the next career, I'm gonna work with you. You know what I'm saying? My staff is expanded to about 20 people, so I'm able to work with the workload and able to maneuver and help these artists grow. And if I missed anybody else on my list, I'm in the trade. We just started working with them. They out of Detroit, R&B group, R&B pop, hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They're dope. B Slime, like y'all know. Majority of the people is on my website and on my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So, and we continue growing every day.
No, that's very dope. That's very dope. Two things. I was just watching how you're building out a roster and even the amount of real estate in terms of getting the hot artists in Florida. Like, you ever think about signing like a bigger deal with like a label where you could just have almost like a bigger situation that not only do they come in for management, but you could give them a lot of artist services that a label would do, label services that they would offer.
I got a couple of offers from individuals, what I'm saying, a couple of other record labels to do a partnership, but I just felt like it's too early. I'm a big believer of staying down till you come up. So me and my wife is just working, and the rest of the team, we're just building. And when it comes to that time and that moment, we'll make that decision. Right now, I do have artists with different labels, what I'm saying, that I work with, that I sign, partner up with, and we do it together, but I'm not exclusive to anyone yet. I'm letting that moment come when we get a little bit bigger and a little bit more traction. When we do a deal, it's life-changing numbers that could help change my whole staff and help build the business even more. Right now, I don't feel like that's on the table yet. So I'm willing to stay down and continue working until we get there.
Nah, that's what's up. The last time I spoke to you, again, remember at that moment you got injured really in a line of work, like you were attending, doing your regular job, and obviously some unfortunate situations happen. And I remember you said to me like you didn't know if you wanted to keep moving how you were moving with artists and kind of being so hands-on. But to be honest, I do think a lot of people fuck with you because you're that hands-on. They want somebody who's not only going to send an email, somebody who's going to show up right next to them despite wherever they're going. How are you feeling now about your current roster and you and just managing artists, period? Like, you still have that passion to do it and be out there, or you kind of want to just fall back a bit?
When the incident happened, I did, but then a month later, that's my first time in my life I became Cap, because I still do the same thing I was doing. I still move with them. I still be moving with them. I pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? Like my artist Trench Baby, that's another artist out of Cincinnati. I just started working with. Me and Thug doing him together. So I went with him a couple places. You know what I'm saying? Kind of introduced them to Thug and introduced them to everybody else. And then my artist Hot Boy, he be having shows. I be pulling up videos. So I still move around. I think it was just at that time I was just more frustrated. Like man, I'm tired of just giving my all for a situation and just to see these young men lose their life. But once I realized it's not about me, like I've been thought, I'm like, nah, I gotta still do this because it takes that extra effort to help them and to help guide them. Sometimes you need someone like me there to tell you don't do this, don't do that, or be this or do this and move around there. And it don't work easily when I'm on the phone with you. When I'm face to face, you feel like, nah, this guy really cares. He really here for us. So I can't change the dynamic of how of moving with them, but I'm just changing how I move, making sure they understand. Like when I'm with you, better move 100 times better than you ever moved in your life because it's a privilege to have someone like me in my caliber to even be there with you day to day because I don't have to, but I want them to know that I want to. Feel me? So that just give them more reasons to move better.
No, 100%, man. Yo, is there anything because again, like I feel like of and I know you hate this. Rumors start because you actually take the onus upon yourself to say, I'm gonna address these things head on and not leave you in the dark. And people usually they'll try to study your words, and if you missed out one detail, they'll be like, told you he lying or something like that. Is there anything you've been seen floating out there about any situations that you just saw that you want to clear up while we're here?
Yeah. The whole Vaughn situation, man. Like, I just want to just address the fans. Like, if you a hater and you don't rock with Vaughn music, then your opinion doesn't matter to me. But for you guys that really truly love Vaughn and miss Vaughn, man, y'all gotta realize like the same love you guys have for Vaughn is the same love I have. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say your love is more, my love is more. I'm just giving a general statement like, guys, we lost someone together, you know what I'm saying? And if a situation occurred where you guys feel like I came out the wrong way and you know what I'm saying, I put a bad light on him, I apologize to you guys because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because even though I don't have to, I still want y'all to realize like we're in this together. Anybody that's supporting Love On, I feel like we're a team because they want the same mission that I have. But listen, bro, there's no intentions for me to set this man up. There's no amount of money in this world that I would need or I would want to set anybody up. And there's no possible way for me to be an undercover cop and be the one that shot him. So you guys got to, if y'all gonna have different narratives, we got to pick one because there's a lot of narratives.
Sister, right?
Yeah, I shot him in the leg. I gave so and so the keys. I'm an undercover cop. Listen, bro, all those narratives.
Yeah,
Now,
I've even seen stuff as silly as, yo, you told the security to go to the wrong place that Vaughn would be alone. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like the narratives is crazy, and I want to let you guys know if I offended you guys as the fans, I sincerely apologize. It was not my intent. Me and the family is in a good place. Me and me and his team is in a good place because they genuinely know I'm here for Vaughn. And if you guys are here for Vaughn, let's be here for Vaughn together. All these extra speculations and things like that is false because there's no way all those speculations will be true, and I'll be cool with the people that's there with him every day or that loves him genuinely, like his mom and his baby moms and his kids. They wouldn't allow me to be around. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, before y'all make these assumptions and these speculations, y'all got to realize the core people that supports and love Vaughn have nothing but genuine love and respect for me. So it don't make sense what y'all saying. But I forgive y'all, and I want us to get past this. And I need us to be as a community and help keep Vaughn career growing. Bashing his management and his team is not gonna do that. Same thing with Melly. If you're a Melly fan and you love Melly, same thing with this scenario. Stop propelling negative accusations for people that's there for these artists. Because without a track and without a Dirk and without management and without there's no Vaughn, there's no Melly. So we still gotta realize and still give flowers to the people that help your favorite artist become the artist that he is. So by bashing us and making these scenarios, you're not helping at all. So let's move forward 2021. Let's leave everything in the past and let's start over and let's continue helping build Vaughn. If you're a hater and you don't like Vaughn, then this regard is not for you. But if you are a supporter of Melly and you are supportive of Vaughn. I don't want no issues with y'all, man. It's mutual love for each other. Let's grow and continue growing together. And let's stop all this bullshit, please.
And another question I would also want to like just even challenge the people who, because you know, unfortunately, with when it comes to death and even sometimes incarceration, these theories are coming up because people want answers for things that doesn't make sense to them, or they might not immediately have the answer. So they make up a theory that seems to fit. Like one of the things is like, what incentive? Like, why would you have to be undercover? Like, what do you get out of that? What do you get out of being harassed by the police and being an undercover cop? At least if you're gonna be an undercover cop, you won't be harassed, right? And shit, if you're gonna set a nigga up, you won't get shot. Like it's the worst shit ever. It's like, yo, but you know what? Again, you know, it is fancy, and I'm glad you kind of realize sometimes it is about delivery and approach. Again, truth be told, when Track was in the hospital, you know, we had a conversation, and you got to realize not only was this man shot, filled with adrenaline, just came off of that situation. Yeah, you got to forgive him for his tone, how he addressed stuff. I'm glad that you addressed the stuff with Asian Doll, because I know you weren't trying to stick the whole internet on her.
No.
You were definitely trying to defend, people who you were moving around with and you knew Vaughn loved. And this doesn't have to be something where, okay, Vaughn died, so now we got to just redirect hate to other people to make ourselves feel better. So, man, Track, as you keep moving on, and I keep seeing, help these artists become greater talent. And I can't wait for Melly to come out. I can't wait for, the next superstar that's going to be on your roster, man. I want to send my genuine appreciation to you, because I could tell when somebody actually takes their time out to care, and they're actually more than just someone who's collecting a check. Like a lot of people do a lot less and get a lot more. And I see you put your life on the line, which, is not easy. So, I send my appreciation to you, because listen, what a lot of these artists don't know, sometimes the job of a manager is the one that doesn't get enough praise. It doesn't get enough hate.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, the fans, sometimes the artists themselves don't understand how, hey, listen, this was about to look like this, but yo, Track is the one he'll hit up the media and be like, hey, let me show y'all what's going on. Hey, let's correct this. Which honestly, sometimes the artists don't know why stories keep coming out and they keep getting put in a bad light. There's nobody on your team that's actually hitting up these sources and trying to clear out the air to make you actually look better. So, I send my appreciation to you, man. Yo, I want you to go and enjoy your are you calling this a honeymoon? Or is this like a second honeymoon? It's just a
listen, it's a honeymoon, and we're gonna have 100 more honeymoons because we're financially able to. So
no, of course, man. Listen, man. Yo, to more life and more success. Congrats to you, and of course your queen, and enjoy this time off. I don't even know if it's considered time off, because you're talking to me and you're getting hella calls. So I don't know if you're probably working on vacation, but whenever you're back, man, listen, hopefully we link up pretty soon. I heard Florida's all the way open, so we gotta link up out here.
Now for sure, and I appreciate you again. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you clearing this rumor once again. All these accusations. These people gotta, like I said, we gotta do better as a community, man.
Yeah, and one last thing for any upcoming artists, if you want to check out, again, these are people you should know who makes things connect dots and make things happen for people. What's your Instagram? Just shout that out real quick.
100K MGMT.
Definitely, you guys can check him out there. I believe you on Twitter as well too. Check him out on Instagram.
Official 100K on Twitter.
Yeah, definitely. And from my experience with Track, he's a very personable person. So, you approach him with respect. You ask him a question. If you got time, he's going to answer. He's not going to, he's not a nasty type individual or somebody who thinks he's above someone. So, I hope people see it and accept that. To be honest, I felt like you came off pretty humble and even apologizing to the fans, because most of these niggas is trolls. Like, they don't even.
Of course. They people too, and they mourning too, and listen, I'm not better than anybody. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I came from poverty too, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed to financially be able to live life. So I don't let a lot of things bother me. So it's always an understanding. I'm the one of the most understandable person you're gonna know, because life taught me that and made me learn that. So it's all good. Ain't no hate, just love, you know what I'm saying?
All right, man. So we'll leave it like that. And until next time, I'm pretty sure we'll have a conversation, updating you guys on Melly, any further developments, or who knows, he might have a new artist that we need to catch up with, and we'll get that interview going on. Yo,
y'all check out Trans Baby, man. Me and YSL just linked up with YTB Trans Baby. Check him out.
All right, yo, y'all check him out. Actually, you gotta put me on, dog. You gotta
No.
send me shit. Send me some shit. All right.
I got you.
Yo, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in, man. It's my man Track, and it's boy these Akademiks. I'm getting out of here. Until next time, I'm out.
All right, man. Love.